Okay, here we are. Hey everybody, how's it going out there? What? You're supposed to say something back. Put a comment right there. Tell me what's happening. Tell me how you're doing. How you're surviving through it. Hi Diana, how are you tonight, girl? I've written down a bunch of things here tonight. Let's get right after it. Hey, it's Magic. I am okay. I'm doing okay. How are you doing, man? So, avocados not squeezed. What the hell does that mean? That's the first subject right there. Avocados not squeezed. If you go to the store and you go to look at the avocados and you pick one up, you'll notice that they haven't been squeezed. The avocados have not been all squished. That's another benefit of the coronavirus because people are scared to touch things that other people have touched. And so they don't squish the hell out of the avocados at the store anymore. So I'm not kidding. There's so many different benefits because people just weren't really thinking. They weren't considerate or whatever. And so they were not doing right on the avocados. So, hi, niece pie. Now you can get avocados at the store that aren't squished by people. Okay, so is the U.S. really wealthy? That's another thing. Like, we've thought for years and years and years that the United States was the wealthiest country in the world. But the reality of it is that if people aren't healthy, then the country's not wealthy. And then eventually, when something like the coronavirus comes along, it shows the true colors of the country. Because then the wealth of the country goes right down the toilet because nobody's working. Everyone is home either afraid or they're sick. And people are afraid because there are so many obese people and people with clogged arteries and people that have burned out their pancreases and have diabetes. So many problems that when something like the coronavirus comes along, all of a sudden a whole lot of people are either worried because they think they're going to die from it, or they're freaked out because they might possibly die from it, and because the news media has coerced them into being fearmongered. And so what do? The people that are afraid, they go out and they have their protection on them, their masks, and they try and keep 6 feet away from people, and they're really worried, and you can see it in their eyes, the fear. And when you get close to them, they go like this. They almost go like this. Get back! Get back! And I know, it's not funny, but the reason that I can make light of this is because I'm one of the people that has been saying for years and years and years, decades, for decades, I've been saying, hey, you got to wake up. Wake up and start doing what needs to be done to fulfill the number one need, quality health. And I've been through the trenches with my health. Look, I had 11 mercury fillings. That's just one of the many, many things. God knows how much mucoid plaque I had in my digestive system. And it doesn't even come close to what most people out there have. And so what happens is that if people just focus on making money to pay for things, that's all they're doing every single day, night and day. And so what they need to be able to fulfill their need for nutrition, if you want to call it that, is fast food. They need to be able to, they don't have time to make food. They need to be able to get food and get it fast. That does not work for wealth in a country. It doesn't work because health is wealth. And as soon as it hits the fan, people are done. The country is done, a done deal, until it realizes what it's done and reverses the air, food, and water quality and the poor lifestyle choices that people have made. This is where the rubber hits the road. The rubber is hitting the road. And a whole lot of us, I'm not just the only one, I'm telling you the truth. And when it hits the fan, the truth rises to the surface. And one of the truths is Dr. Shiva. Make note of that, my friends. Make note of Dr. Shiva and watch him on YouTube and learn about somebody else, somebody that's a highly educated person, but is not like trying to take advantage of their wisdom and knowledge by like capitalizing on things to get a lot of money flowing in his direction. Okay, so Dr. Shiva is married to Fran Drescher. Remember the nanny? Okay. Fran Drescher and Dr. Shiva are married, and Dr. Shiva is trying to run for Senate in Massachusetts. So anybody out there that is a resident of Massachusetts, you need to get a ballot, find a ballot for Dr. Shiva and and sign it so that he can get in. He doesn't have very much longer, and he has to get like 10,000 signatures to be on the ballot for the Senate in Massachusetts. And so listen to this guy. He is incredible, and I wouldn't steer you towards somebody, I wouldn't tell you about somebody like this if he wasn't the real deal. He's all about the truth. Okay, so you think Bernie is all about the truth? No. This guy goes way beyond Bernie in regards to exposing corruption. And he is smart. Like, okay, so you know how Obama is really smart? That he's got 155 IQ. This guy is at least that. At least that. And that's but this guy is all about the dead flat truth. And if this guy can be bought out, then anybody can be bought out, because this guy is just like Dr. Shiva is not going to be bought out. I don't think that could ever happen, whereas most people can, you know. But anyways, so yeah, check him out, and let's see. So this is a country of entrepreneurs, and right now we have a battle going on, and that battle is between the business owners and the fearmongers. Because the fearmongers don't want everybody to go back to work because they're afraid of the coronavirus. They're afraid that a lot of people are going to get it, and they're making up all kinds of things like if you get the coronavirus, the little hairs in your lungs are going to be like burned out. Or I've heard various things. I have a friend on Facebook that's very afraid of the coronavirus. She might have had it for a while, and there is a degree of reason to be afraid of the coronavirus. But at the same time, I believe that we have to get to this point of where we're just like, okay, if we get it, we get it. We're just going to have to do our best to not get it. But if we do get it, then we know that we're going to either live or die. And if we live, we will have built up antibodies against the coronavirus. And we will have also done a major cleanse and probably lost some weight and got rid of a lot of toxins in our bodies. we can't just always, we just can't like continue to be afraid of catching this, and like we can never hug anybody again. We've always got to wear a mask. It's like ridiculous. Eventually, everyone's going to come to this point of where they understand how ridiculous it is to live in fear and constantly have all these precautions that we're taking, you know? So back when they discovered germs, everyone became germaphobes. And they were cleaning everything. Okay, so whenever something like this happens, that's what happens all over again. Everyone becomes germaphobes. When what we need to do is be healthy. When people are healthy and then they get sick, they build a strong immune system. Have you ever heard the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? Well, that's the deal. That's the deal. And so we're going to learn that a whole lot of what the medical industry and Dr. Fauci has told us have all been extreme exaggerations, big time exaggerations, because they're afraid. Or here's another thing, like I watched this video that was shared with me on Facebook, how they talked about how almost a whole lot more people that actually died of other pre-existing conditions, but they also had the coronavirus. They're tagging every single one of those dead bodies as a coronavirus death. And so when they tell you that 7,000 people died of the coronavirus, 6,000 of those had extreme pre-existing conditions and probably would have been dead within the next 5 years anyway. Okay? So, and like you got these people that have emphysema. So you got some guy that he's been a smoker his whole life, right? He's got emphysema, and then he catches the coronavirus. They haul him off to the hospital, and they put him on a respirator. The hospital makes $39,000 for every single, they make $13,000 for everyone admitted with the coronavirus. And then they make $39,000, this is according to a medical doctor, for everyone. And I understand all of the things that they fill out on a HCFA 1500 form, because I've done that as a massage therapist too. And so whenever you get some kind of an extra thing that you're applying to do, or that you're doing on a patient, you get to add that, and then you get to figure out exactly how much you can charge the insurance company for that. So right now, the hospitals are all getting $39,000 a piece for every respirator client with the coronavirus that they have in their hospital. Okay, so the coronavirus is becoming a big money-making deal. Okay, so some people have agendas out there. You should know this. There are people out there that are making big money on the coronavirus. Imagine how much money is going to 3M and Ford right now. Okay, so remember that there are people out there that are capitalizing on the coronavirus. And they're going to do and say things that may not be particularly correct or truthful. Dr. Shiva split up with Fran Drescher. Okay, so somebody told me that he was married to Fran Drescher, and I didn't know that they had split up. I just looked up the pictures on Google. But in any case, he was married to her, and listen to him. If you listen to this guy, he is amazing. Amazing. Thanks, Miriam, for telling me that. Have you seen the stuff on London Real? I don't know. All I can tell you is that a whole lot of truths are going to rise to the surface, including that Fran and Dr. Shiva are not married anymore. Everything is all the truths. Bring it on. Bring it on. So the business owners are all getting pinched. A lot, not all of them, but a lot of business owners are getting pinched. And a whole lot of them are going to say, as you all, or many of you are seeing, that, hey, is this worth it? Is it worth it for us to all lose our businesses just so that the sick people can be protected? The people that have all the pre-existing conditions that are probably going to die in the next 5 years anyway? Is it worth it? Is it worth it for all of us to just stay home and sit in our houses and worry? The worry. Is the worry worth it? We all have to die eventually. And the people that haven't taken care of themselves, those are the ones that deserve to die first anyway. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that how it's going to be with or without the coronavirus? The deal is that all of those people are a big burden on everyone. If everyone were healthy, think about all of the benefits. If everyone were healthy, it's always a big debate. For every election nowadays, it's a huge debate. Health care, which isn't even health care at all. It's a bunch of shit. Oops. You know what I mean. It's a bunch of crap. Health care. It's not health care. But they'll sit and they'll debate on it back and forth, the Republicans and the Democrats, the Republicans and the Democrats. And why? Because you have millions and millions of people, the masses, the mass people out there. Think of how many people eat at McDonald's and Burger King. I got to get my tea. But like I said, when something like this hits, the truth rises to the surface. And all of those people are thinking, man, maybe I better not eat Big Macs anymore. and the business owners, a lot of them, people at McDonald's at the top might start to be thinking, hey, maybe we better make a whole wheat bun instead of a white bun. Maybe we should start selling veggie burgers or something like that. Maybe we should improve the quality of our food, because this is going to create a new demand, a whole new demand, because it's real. It's the reality of the way things are. If you don't take care of yourself, you can kiss your goodbye. So, is it more important that that nature and the environment stay healthy and clean, or that humans get to do whatever they want? Okay, so somebody wrote as a comment on one of my recent videos, people are dying. And this is what this friend of mine on Facebook wrote, babies are dying. Okay, so I can't do anything about those things. I'm just here to tell you the truth. And incidentally, the person that wrote people are dying took that off of the video, and when I went over to respond to it, it was gone. It was gone. And so, the reality, people are freaked out over this, and they'll say stuff like that. Hey, my grandmother is dying. My whatever is dying. And it's a harsh reality. I'm not here to make fun of people, even though I have a deep anger towards people, because I've been telling people these things for over 20 years, 25 years, and people don't listen. The reality of it is that people aren't healthy in this country. Therefore, the country is not wealthy. Those of you around the world that are envious of Americans, a lot of Europeans have looked at Americans and laughed because they see how fat and overweight and thus full of drugs and full of bacteria and mucoid plaque and everything else they are. And they've thought to themselves, is that really valuable? I'm glad I'm not an American. But it's not just Americans. Like I said before, Americans have spread there everywhere in the world. And so a lot of people around the world are also unhealthy. And not only that, governments have allowed the air to become bad. And there are countries like Beijing and China, all kinds of places where the air is really, really bad. And those places, they can quarantine people if they want to. But the coronavirus, it just very well might not go away. And as long as the air quality is really bad, they're going to find that a lot of those people are going to die. And when they do, all their relatives are going to be like up in arms and they're going to scream, hey, the air quality is bad. A lot of people, a whole lot of people around the world live within 5 miles of their work. And a whole lot of those people, I've told you this so many times, they have bicycles. And cities are going to start to think, hey, maybe we should make that bicycle path. Maybe we should need to increase our mass transit so that the air quality is better. Maybe all the buses should run on natural gas. We're going to have more and more and more of that. Things they're going to change. They're going to change. I feel strongly about this. We may go back. For sure. We're going to go back to the old things a lot. But I think, again, it's going to come back and hit us again, and people are going to learn that they can't do this. And as far as vaccines are concerned, there's a whole lot of people that are throwing up red flags that the government is going to force us to do mandatory vaccines, at least kids at school, etc., etc. And I don't believe that that's going to happen. And the reason that I don't believe that's going to happen is because this is America, and America is a place where there are a lot of free and open and not tunnel vision thinkers. There are so many people that are already screaming, hey, I'm not going to do your vaccine, and there's no way that you can force us to do that. What are they going to do? Throw us all in jail? It's not going to happen. I'll die before I do their freaking vaccines. I'll leave the country. I'll do whatever. It doesn't matter. And a whole lot of us are exactly thinking the same way. We don't shop at Whole Foods for nothing. Whole Foods is huge. We may be a minority. There may be only 10% of us or 15% of us that are into health and healing, but that number is going to grow now. That number is going to grow. There's going to be tens of millions of people that are into health. And you think they're going to do vaccines? Because the truth of the matter is that we all need to get the coronavirus and build an immunity to it. That's the truth. I'm not a genius. I'm not an MIT graduate like Dr. Shiva. I'm just somebody with half-decent common sense that's been studying health and healing and doing it the real deal for over 25 years. Hey, the light within. Hey, Hemperer. Hi, Miriam and Christ Montana. Christ Montana, whatever. Hey, Taylor and who else? Just about knocked my tea right on the ground. Hi, Linda. Hi, Niece Pie. Hi, Trent. Hi, it's Magic. So, anyway, debit thing with the IRS. I don't like giving them my bank account information, as many of you probably also think that way. And so what I do is I just hopefully I'll get a check in the mail, but that's supposed to take a long time, like months, depending. So yeah, I'm just crossing my fingers, and maybe I'll get a check sometime in July or August or something. But I'm just working, and I have been doing okay, but I'd lost a lot of my trailer income from the Airbnb that I rent out, and I'm probably going to have to move at the end of August. So it's kind of scary for me. And so if anybody would like to buy a millet hull pillow, I'm pretty much caught up on work now. I have lots of wood rollers. I have foot friends. I would love to make you one of my awesome products. I'm feeling pretty good. And yeah, perhaps you could help yourself out and help me at the same time for your support. So, so that's a good question. Is it more important that nature and the environment stay healthy, or that humans get to do whatever they want? What do you think? And some people might say, that's a ridiculous question. What do you mean they get to do whatever they want? That's a dead flat honest question, because it seems to me that's pretty much what people do, whatever they want. They burn as much of whatever they want into the air. See, this is a free country. But can we be free to just pollute the environment as much as we want to? Can we drive as much as we want to? As of right now, we can. If you've got whatever money you have, if you've got enough money to go fill up your car, you can go drive as much as you want to. And I drove the other day to Charlotte, 5 hours. But I don't drive very much. I'm usually just staying here. The reason that I drove to Charlotte was to buy boxes, and I was able to save $200. I got half off. I figured it out, versus buying from Uline and having them all delivered here. And but you know, it's not ever going to be perfect. We just need to make strides in the right direction. Okay? So moving out here for me got me away from a lot of the things that you know about. 5G, 3G, 4G, city electricity, crime, chlorine water, a whole lot of things that I wanted to get away from. And that's been really, really beneficial for me. And I feel probably safer than most people do living out here. But my supplies are more difficult to get now. And so I'm having to pull strings and do things that I wouldn't usually have to do. But yes, it is more important that nature and the environment stay healthy, because if nature and the environment don't stay healthy, we aren't healthy, and that's the end. That's it. Forget it. What happens to people when they get all toxic? They have to go to their doctors. And what do they give them? You know the deal. That's a downward spiral. That's an unsustainable thing for humanity. All of it. So courage, a really important word for everyone right now to remember and to have and to instill within themselves, is courage. And guess what? You just happen to be in the sign of Aries right now. Aries is at the very beginning of the warm season. That's why Aries is the ram, is where it's at. And people that are Aries people, that's their word. Courage and daredevils and go-getters and doing crazy aggressive things. And they're not afraid because they have courage. And so all of us need to focus on that. Whenever you feel fear, Whenever you see somebody trying to install some kind of fear into you, it's good to, some kind of bullshit fear, it's good to get away from them, unsubscribe to them, or don't watch their videos. I haven't watched the news. I watched the news one time in about the last 10 days just to catch up, and I only watched it for about 15 minutes. And I feel better because every time I do watch it, it brings me down. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So, courage and just thinking about something helps you to, and when you listen to somebody that's talking about something and you try and focus on instilling that into your, like, think about and feel your heart right now. Take that word courage in your mind and stick it in your heart. Take that word courage, more importantly, and stick it in your gut, in your stomach and digestive system, which the opposite bad part of that in Ayurveda, in the third chakra, is fear, which is what's getting people down, a whole lot of us, including me sometimes, because of this whole thing. So this whole coronavirus is an opportunity for all of us to instill courage within ourselves. And whatever you can do, for me, it's to keep working. So when I am continuing to work, I'm so blessed to have a home business and be able to keep working. Not just for the money. Yes, I need the money, but it keeps me busy. I need to stay busy to keep my mind off things. It really helps me a lot. And if you don't have a millet hull pillow, I can make you one. In fact, I've got a bunch pre-made right now. There's some large and small millet hull pillows, and all they need is a case made, and I will make you one. 100% organic. Brett's Natural Health. 100% organic. Lots of great colors. So, yeah, keep me busy, and you stay busy. Stay busy. If you're not working at home, clean your house. Do yoga. Go outside. Go out in your yard. Get a tan. Build vitamin D. Breathe clean air. It's amazing how clean the air is out there. And anybody that's down on the coronavirus, I'll tell you, I made up shirts just for fun. I'm not really going to sell them because a lot of people would really not like that. I put I heart the coronavirus. And then on the back of the shirt it says, me, the birds, the bees, and the trees all love the coronavirus. Okay, so you know that when nature is thriving on a new situation, that is the truth and the real deal. It's not what's coming out of some human's mouth that's having detrimental effects. Those people are on the end of the stick from the coronavirus. Oh well, you know that the truth is what nature is telling you. When the skies are blue again, for God's sake, when the skies are blue again, that's the truth. That is the truth. I don't care if somebody's whole family dies from the coronavirus, but it wasn't really the coronavirus. It was because they were all obese and had diabetes, blah, 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 blah. If nature is telling you that this is a good thing for everyone to be in their houses, God has sent them to their rooms. You have to go in your rooms and think about what you've been doing and change your ways. It's a beautiful thing. It's what has been needed to happen for so long. I'm just going to sit here and tell you what the truth is. We are not supposed to work 8 hours a day to make money. And right now, that's another truth that's hitting the rubber of the road. People are all resting and they're all thinking to themselves a little bit, like all those people that were running around restaurants like crazy, serving people food. A whole lot of people now have to make their own food at home. Even filthy rich people that were going out to restaurants all the time, they have to make their own food at home. Entertainers, singers, and actors, and politicians, all kinds of people have to stay home. They don't necessarily have to, but for the most part they do. And they have to make their own food. What are they going to make? Hopefully they're going to make something healthy. Some people are still going to drive through restaurants, drive-ins like McDonald's. I saw it just the other day. They have one here in Burnsville, a McDonald's. And there's people still driving through that. But we're not supposed to work 8 hours a day. Okay, so there's all of these people out there that do all of these things, make all these things, and have all of these services. And people have become too reliant upon all of these other things that other people do for them, like food. Few people grow their own food. And now, somebody like Nelson, Willie Nelson's son, is like making a song that says, F the news, grow a garden. And people are thinking, man, maybe I should grow a garden this year. It's the perfect time of year. It's the springtime. All I have to do is go buy some starters at the gardening place or Lowe's, maybe, or whatever, or buy some seeds and get started with that. And so other people on YouTube, like John Kohler of Growing Your Greens, are all happy that the coronavirus is instilling in people the desire to grow a garden, because people go to the stores, and if you look at on the shelves, you'll see that, hey, a lot of the food is gone because a lot of people have hoarded a lot of the food, and so the warehouses are starting to become empty. We better start growing some food in the garden. It's prompting everyone to do things that they should have been starting to do anyway, because you need to go out in the garden. You need to do dips. You need to do squats. You need to get on your knees and get dirt on your knees and on your hands. And you need to get sunshine. And you need to start eating greens so you don't burn. You need to start eating lots of green foods so that, see, here's another thing I was thinking the other day. And remember this. If you just eat like protein and carb foods, but you don't eat some greens with that meal, you're not keeping the bacteria in check. It's the greens that you eat with your meal, your carb meal. Like, people will just eat eggs and toast and bacon. They might eat one little sprig of parsley, right? That's what you get on your plate. They'll throw a sprig of parsley at your greasy spoon restaurant on your plate, and that's all people eat. They might eat a head lettuce salad. But really, what people need to be eating is a significant amount of greens to keep the bacteria in check from growing. And when you eat enough parsley and kale and salad and raw foods, because see, raw foods have enzymes, and enzymes kill bacteria. But it takes time to get to be able to do this because your digestive system isn't used to that. And most people have built up so much excess like crap in their digestive system. Like what do I refer to it to? Brain fart. Residue. residue in their bodies. So people have residue in their digestive systems. People have residue in their bones. People have residue in their extremities, especially their hands and their feet. Look at your hands and your feet. When I was a massage therapist, some people were embarrassed to come get a massage because their feet were so bad. Your feet are at the end of your legs, and that's where the capillaries are so small and stuff gets really, really stuck. Fat and stuff gets stuck in the ends, in the fingers and the toes. And people's toes get gangrene. And they're really embarrassed to have somebody work on them. And like, do I want to work on them? You massage therapists, you know what people's toes look like. It's not gangrene, it's it's like that though. It's toe fungus, okay? People get green freaking toe fungus. It's gross. And when you start to cleanse your body out, that stuff starts to go away, and you don't ever get like athlete's foot. And that's another thing. There's so many things with health. When you wear shoes that don't breathe, when it's summertime, I'm always wearing sandals. I'm always wearing sandals because my feet get too hot and my feet can't breathe. You don't want to be wearing shoes that don't breathe good, especially if you're a sugar eater. If you eat processed foods, that's a combination that's going to give you athlete's foot. That's a red flag. It's a red flag. Oh, yes, Ayurveda is cool. The Indians have learned a lot of things. Unfortunately, they haven't learned that it's not good to match make their mates. You get a massive, massive overpopulation from this. And boy, do they have some things to learn from this coronavirus, too. Over any place that's massively overpopulated, they're very knowledgeable about natural healing, though. Okay, so this is like, it's scary, but it's really exciting to see what's going to happen. What's going to happen with all of this? Can we just hide in our houses forever? It's ridiculous to think that we can do that. People that are sick, people that have a potential for dying from the coronavirus are just going to have to be extra careful. And they're going to have to get their ass in gear and get started with getting healthy. This is the way it's going to have to be. And people that care about those people are going to have to help them. If you know somebody that's not, for whatever reason, they haven't taken care of themselves, you very well, if you really care about them, you very well may need to help them in different ways so that they don't get too much exposure, or they're going to have to help themselves. Like a lot of grocery stores are reserving in the morning or a specific time of the day when seniors can go, or people that have high risk factor for death, they can go when there's not too many people in the store. And that's a good idea. I told you that in a previous video that I might start doing that. When it first started getting ugly, I was like, I'm going to go to the store when it first opens in the morning. But you know what? I have a very, very minimal risk here. I don't think that Yancey County even has one coronavirus case. Maybe a few. I don't think so, though. We have a hell of a lot of people, though, that when it does get here, and it will eventually, that are going to be in some big time trouble. Because if you go to the store, the things that were meat and potatoes, everybody ate or bought all the meat and potatoes. There's so many freezers full of chickens, crappy chickens here. It's not even funny. If you were to go to average people's houses here and everywhere, probably in the country, you'd see that their freezers are packed full of crappy chickens. Let's move on. So I've been talking to animals a lot more. And wait, before I move on to that, We're not supposed to work 8 hours a day, and that should be obvious to y'all because there are only so many hours in the day, and a whole lot of those hours need to be used for stretching and doing self-massage and cooking quality food and a lot of other holistic things, connecting with creation, spiritual things. There are so many health-related modalities of healing, holistic healing, that people need to be doing to stay healthy every day instead of working to pay for cars, houses, school loans, and children. Cars, think about these things and remember. Cars, houses, mortgages, and rent, high rent, which is just about to get knocked to its knees. I've been telling you this for years and years and years, that the real estate industry and everything that it represents, greed, it's all radically overexpanded. It's all a bunch of, it's just like most of the people out there. Radically overexpanded, bloated. It's bloated to the point, and 1/3 of the people on the 1st of this month did not pay their rent at all, according to the news that I watched for 15 minutes the other day. 1/3 of the people did not pay their rent. And so the whole real estate industry is just about to get turned upside down. And when a lot of people move back with their parents, when some people die from the coronavirus, it leaves a whole lot of vacancies. What happens when there are vacancies? The prices come down, 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 down. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Because they've been overinflated. And the price, the value of real estate and the price of rent, all of that has been so high and overinflated and exaggerated, and it's been such a big money-making scheme. It's the number one way that people make money in the country, the appreciation of their real estate. And all of that needs to go down because it's all ridiculous. Houses that they think are worth $250,000, they aren't worth $250,000. I've been saying that for 25 years. People would say, my house is worth $250,000, and I look at it and it's in a place like Los Angeles or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, right. Like I'd pay $250,000 for that 2-bedroom house with a little doinking backyard in the backyard. You can't raise any chickens in there. You can't have a garden. You can't hardly do anything on that property. The only reason it's worth that much is because you've got some lawyer job, blah blah blah, or whatever. It's all totally idiocy, total idiocy. It's not geared for real health. If people are sitting at a desk all day, you know that that's not geared for health. Is a country full of people that sit all day healthy? If that's true and they're not healthy, is that country wealthy? No. Will it eventually go down the drain because it's not healthy? Yes. That's what's happening. It's true. We do. We live from paycheck to paycheck. Okay. I've been talking to animals lately. And I kind of get the feeling that the animals have been kind of connecting back with me. So I go walking on the road, my favorite road that I've taken you on, and I stop and I see the cows, and I talk with the cows in a really nice voice. And the cows come over to the fence, and the fence is electrified, so they don't get too close to the fence. But I feel that if the fence wasn't electrified, they would come over closer and let me pet them on their noses. Yesterday, I'm driving down the road coming back from Jared's house. Remember Jared with the cabin up on the hill? and I see some deer in the field down below. And I stop and I roll down the window. Sorry. And I said, Chakra, look at those deers down there. I roll down the window and the deer is looking right at me, and I can see his eyes and he can see my eyes. And it was like magic. And I said, hi, baby, how you doing? And I'm talking to the deer. And you can do the same thing. You can talk to the animals. Remember Dr. Dolittle? If you could talk to the animals, just imagine it, chatting with a something or chimpanzee. so so I just got this really good feeling with talking to a deer for a few minutes, and then she got scared and ran away. But it's so cool. It's so cool. Yeah. My mom was a nurse for 30 years too. So you can go out and you can talk to squirrels and birds and you can just connect with them. That's what the Indians do. There are so many indigenous people or people that have genetics that maybe they forgot. Maybe an Indian person that came to the city and got a job as a secretary and something. They don't really like doing their job or whatever, but they remember their Indian heritage and they're thinking to themselves, hey, maybe it'll kind of go back to be a more natural thing in the future. And I was going to release this video. I never got around to it, but I wrote on a piece of paper, I wrote a scale from left to right, and I showed where the perfect balance of progression for humanity would be. And it would be about right here. Here's the paper, and here's the perfect progression of humanity and how far what a perfect development would be. And then over here, just a little ways, would be the Amish people. They live a very simple life, and they really aren't into computers and things like that, and so they're underdeveloped. And then you have over here a little bit farther, you've got people that are like tribes people that are really underdeveloped. They don't use any modern technology at all, and so they live a relatively, relatively long life, some of them, and some of them don't. But they'd really benefit if they were to have some modern conveniences. But then clear over here is modern people that have so much overdevelopment. Here's the perfect development. Here's overdevelopment. Clear over here. They're so overdeveloped that their air is horrible. Their water is full of chlorine and fluoride. Their air is full of electromagnetic fields and now 5G. Their electric meter has a smart meter on the side of it that pings every 10 seconds so that once a month, the van drives by and it can receive that signal and know exactly what their bill should be. Okay? But for the whole month, all the people in that house get an electric surge every 10 seconds from their smart meters. Really smart, isn't it? They're so smart. But I'll tell you what, the priority is changing now. And so if health is the number one priority, then the smart meters aren't so damn smart anymore, are they? It's amazing how a coronavirus that comes along teaches people new ways of living. It's amazing. But they're just, so that you know, they're just barely, the masses out there are just barely starting to consider these things. And it's going to take some time of them in their rooms thinking. And maybe, the indigestion that they were getting from eating the various foods, and then the over-the-counter meds that they were taking to counteract their poor food choices. That was kind of getting them by for a while. But now, all of a sudden, out of the blue, we have something that's really instigating them to change, hopefully. And if not, they'll be gone soon anyway. So, I make these videos. I live my life. I've dedicated my life for a long, long time now to helping you to heal. And although I may look kind of tired from it all, I'm still totally geared towards kicking butt and making millet hole pillows, beautiful, all natural wooden spine rollers. I sent out an email tonight talking about the benefits of these incredible rollers. And I would like to just briefly read to you those benefits. Don't anybody leave. There's 37 of you there. You have to stay. So, the benefits are that it cracks your back and helps you to feel better instantly. Before I did this video tonight, I took my wooden spine roller and I cracked and massaged my back because I know that my brain will function better if I do that. I'm also drinking ginkgo tea because I know that my brain will function better if I do that. I also brushed my head because I know that when I brush my head, it'll stimulate my brain and it will function better if I do that. It also helps to rub your face and rub your ears because your ears reflex to your whole body, especially your brain, and especially if you massage the lobes right here because the lobe connects to your head. And so if you massage your head and you brush your hair and your head and you rub your face and any other place, oh, and I massaged my left foot. My left foot's been hurting me. The new foot friend is absolutely the best foot friend that I have ever made. They're only $95 and it will last you forever. They're rock solid maple or cherry hardwoods, and these also will last forever. Number 2, massages your major back musculature and stimulates every nerve going to and from the body. Think about all those thousands, probably. I'm not up on that all that much, but I know that there are hundreds at least of nerves coming out of your spine and then going back from your body to your spine and then to your brain. How beneficial, just how beneficial is it to stimulate all of those by rolling on one of these every day? I would say probably really beneficial. A lot of you are worried about Dowager's hump. You need one of these. That will get all of that back. 3, helps heal the entire body. When the transmissions between your brain and your body and vice versa are doing really well, better, it helps to heal your entire body. When your blood is flowing better, it helps to heal your entire body. There's a whole lot of things stimulating the entire body to function better, and that helps it to heal better. Number 4, conditions and strengthens your back muscles. I was thinking about doing a video on the proper way to lift things because I've got a couple of things in here that are heavy that I lift regularly. And when I was a kid, my dad would tell me, always lift with your legs. That's not true, y'all. You want to lift with whatever muscles you're able to lift with. And if you're able to lift with all of your muscles because they're all pliable and conditioned, you don't have to really focus on, oh, I need to just lift with my legs. Like you try and do a squat, right? But you're not really trying to use your back muscles to lift things either. You're not really trying to do that. You're just trying to lift straight up with a squat. If your back is strong, then you just lift. You just lift the stuff up and you don't worry about a specific manner in which you're trying to lift things. It's the same thing with the coronavirus. If your body is strong and your immune system is functioning and you're doing your best and you understand that we're all going to die, all these different things, then you're not going about your day in a paranoid state of mind, worrying about the coronavirus. That's idiocy. Paranoia may destroy ya. And so number 5 is that it helps your back be more pliable and prevents injuries. When your whole body is more pliable and conditioned, that prevents you from damaging your shoulder when you go to grab something, or damaging your lumbar region when you go to pick something up, or whatever. When your whole body is, like, imagine a yogi. Think about a yogi that can do all kinds of positions. They're really strong and pliable. What are the chances of that person getting injured by doing some kind of an activity? Some kind of an activity. Minimal. This is what I'm talking about with taking care of yourselves. A whole lot of people out there right now are saying to themselves, oh, well, I could never do that because I've been sitting on my couch and I'm just a big blob and I'm all stiff. Well, that's the boat that you created for yourself. You have to try and undo that. Either that or just stay stiff. What can we do? All I can do is teach you the truth, and then you can either do something or not. And so number 6 would be saves money and stay home and avoid the chiropractor visits. Save time and gas and drive less. You can stay home like you're already doing and use all my products at home. They're very healthy, and you don't have to go anywhere, and you don't have to pay anybody to do the massage on your own body. You just use gravity. You're using the weight of your body to roll on that roller, and the weight of your body presses the muscles on the roller, and you're using simple gravity. It's so easy. And while I'm here, I'll tell you the benefits. I sent this email out that has the benefits of the orthotics and the melt whole pillows too. So, we're down to 30 viewers. They got impatient with me and they didn't want to hear about the rollers. Mel, what the hell? Any tips for a wrist? My left wrist is strained. Taylor, I have lots of carpal tunnel videos and wrist pain videos. So it's easy to go to my homepage on YouTube, Vitality Massage, and there you will find a little magnifying glass like you do on all the different websites with a box, a search box, and you put wrist pain. If you want, you can just go to YouTube and put Vitality Massage wrist pain or Vitality Massage carpal tunnel, Vitality Massage forearm pain, Vitality Massage depression. You can go to my homepage and just put depression, anxiety, knee pain, back of knee pain, hip pain, butt pain, shoulder pain. God, how many videos? I've got like almost 2,000 videos on all kinds of ailments, and videos that teach you the truths, not something that some physical therapist, some little putta thing that some physical therapist teaches you to do. Here, do this. Do this. That'll help your finger. Yeah. They just want you to keep coming back for more physical therapy visits. They didn't teach them in school the real ways for people to get rid of their pain, because that's a big racket. That whole thing is a racket. And the more people keep coming back, the more they keep coming back for visits, the more HCFA 1500 forms are filled out and sent to the insurance company, and the more money they make. They want you. That's a thing. Here, we're going to set you up on 10 visits. Once a week for the next 10 weeks, or twice a week for the next whatever. And that's a big money thing. And if they teach you the truth like I do, you'll be done. And all you have to do is stay home, and you can do the therapies, real therapies, that are a lot more aggressive, that actually get things done so that you can feel better within a matter of an hour. I can teach anybody. You can go to my website and click on self-massage classes and book a session with me for an hour. And I'll teach you all kinds of stuff in person on Skype or on Facebook Messenger. And after an hour, that's it. You're a done deal, and all you have to do is practice the things that I teach you, and then you'll get better for real. And you do that every single day or every other day or as much as you can, and you don't have to keep milking the medical system, the health care system that only wants to keep sucking the financial life out of you for the rest of your life. And then when you get older, they want to get all of it. Your family won't get any of your inheritance. That'll be a done deal. And the hospital gets all the money from your parents. Or your parents will be so sick that they'll have to go into a nursing home, and the nursing home gets all of the Social Security benefits, everything, and drains their bank account. That whole thing is one of, if possibly, the biggest racket in America. Watch Dr. Shiva. He will tell you all the truths about all of the corruption. There's so much corruption in this country, it's not even funny, because it's a capitalist society. And if somebody sees a way that they can make money unethically, they will do it. They will do all kinds of things. And the media is another one of them. Anything that they can do to get, just like people on YouTube too, even people on YouTube, whatever they can do to get clicks, they'll do it. I've been part of it, but I don't generally do it. I'm not in this whole gig. See, you have to look at what people's motivations are. What are people's motivations? What are their goals? What are they trying to ultimately do? Am I trying to ultimately live in Beverly Hills? I want to live in a holistic community of like-minded people. So that you know, I'm going to tell you right now exactly what I ultimately want to do. I want to live in a holistic, new agey community of like-minded people on an island with beautiful blue lagoons. Remember the blue lagoon? I want to have sex with gorgeous girls on the beach every day in a hut. That doesn't cost a lot of money. It costs a little bit of money. But I can tell you that I'm not in this game, and I wouldn't plan, I probably wouldn't do that all the time, because I'd probably get bored, and I know that my mission is to help people to heal. But I at least want to go do that for a couple of months of the year and just have fun and sit in the sun and enjoy myself. And I know a lot of you can relate to that. But I'm not in this to buy any kind of big materialistic crap like what all of those people are doing that are trying to manipulate the money. For some reason, I think also that a lot of people out there, they're just kind of like addicted to trying to make as much money as they can possibly make. Because if you've got $1 billion, what in God's name are you going to do with it all for your own self personally? What would you do with it? Is it just like a big power thing that people are trying to achieve in their minds, or what? Do they not care about the environment? Do they not care about people that are hurting out there? It's a joke. It's really a joke. But in all honesty, there are a whole lot of people out there that they're existing, and their existence isn't really worth it because their lives are so poor. Their lives are so miserable that there's a whole lot of people out there that It's almost better if they die of the coronavirus. You know what I mean? I know a lot of you have thought some of these things before, but man, this world is so overpopulated, and the only way that people can survive, if they really want to survive, the only way that they can do that is if governments and people in general and institutions and corporations, if they all change. And this coronavirus has given me hope because I've seen how it's not sustainable for a long, long, long time. It's not. It's been so bad. It's been so, like, nothing about it has been, not nothing, but a whole lot of things have been so unsustainable that I've just been like depressed about it for a long time. And no, I've known that people really need to make more effort in so many different ways. So people have taken care of themselves. People that have taken care of themselves are all on board with my thinking. And people that have not taken care of themselves are so against me. One of my friends told me that she was standing in a store. She was in a store the other day with no mask on, and this huge black woman that had a mask on that was standing next to her in line at the grocery store looked at her, and they had some words. They had some words back and forth, mostly from this black woman, like, "How dare you stand here next to me with no mask on," you know? And so you may very well experience that. You may experience some like anger from some people that are more susceptible to catching the coronavirus, that expect you to do something different for them. And you can if you want to, but you don't have to. This is your life, and you don't have to be paranoid, and you don't have to take any vaccine or wear any mask at all. This is America. This is not China, okay? And the reality of it is that it's not your problem. It's their problem. The people that have not taken care of themselves for whatever reason, and some of you may very well be like sympathetic towards them, and that's cool. We all are somewhat sympathetic towards them. But at the same time, the truth of the matter is that those people that have taken care of themselves, they, for the most part, don't have to worry about dying from the coronavirus. But a whole lot of people, as you know, have not. So I'm not getting any government benefits. I'm at least not getting the $1,200 for probably quite a while because I don't have direct deposit. And if anybody can buy my products at brettsnaturalhealth.com, that'll keep me busy and keep my mind off of all this crap. And I'll make you awesome products. I'll make you awesome, awesome products for very reasonable prices, and you will love them. My orthotics, my rollers, my pillows, my back supports, all those products, they're awesome. So when people are weak, it makes them more susceptible to disease. My left eyebrow has been itchy. I can't tell anyone, though, because they might think I have the coronavirus. Now, I was thinking that to myself, that if you do anything, like damn near anything, people will look at you and think that you've got it. And you don't want them to know if you have it, because then they'll treat you differently, and like you'll be an outcast. So don't even scratch your eyebrow. Let's see. Okay, so I watched this video with this woman that's part Aborigine, and she is like an elder. She's a grandmother, elder Aborigine people, and Aborigine is someone that's from Australia. And if you study the migration of humans out of Africa, you know that Australia is one of the very first places that they landed. They went into like across the Red Sea and into Iran, and then they went across southern Asia, and then they caught some boats, according to many documentaries. One in particular that I've seen, they caught some boats. They were able to catch boats over to Australia, and the Aborigines are one of the earliest people, other than from people from Africa. Okay, so the Aborigines, like American Indians, are deeply connected to the natural things, like talking to animals, like hunting animals, and all different natural types of things, like foraging for foods. And and she was talking to the elders, and one of the jokes that the elders make is that modern people think that they own a piece of grass, a piece of land. Modern people, like, think about that, they think that that's a joke, that people own land, because people aren't supposed to own land. Indians, a lot of them also kind of think this way, even though they were somewhat territorial, a lot of them, like, this is our territory, etc. But the Aborigines, they think that that's a joke, that people own land. And I've always said that that's like, see, the problem is that people don't respect things. And when people don't respect things, when people are like jerks, then other people don't want them on their land, obviously. And so that's what you got. You got people that you've got this thing where we bought this land and we own this land and we're the only people that can do anything with this land. And so basically, that's the way it is with a whole lot of different things. Whenever you have people that don't do things that are right, or they don't hold up their end of the bargain, whatever it may be, with their pets, all kinds of things that people just suck, in my opinion. And you know that I don't like most people. I've told you this before. I don't like most people because I don't think that most people are of a very high quality. They don't have their acts together. They do all kinds of things that there's no way that I would want them living here with me. And so, you know, so anyways, the Aborigines think that's a joke. And Dr. Shiva understands all the corruption. So definitely watch Dr. Shiva on YouTube, and you will find a person that is beyond most politicians, like way beyond anybody that you've seen running for president, etc., and somebody that would never be as unethical as Donald Trump has been. He even calls out Bernie Sanders for in the 2016 election. He calls out Bernie Sanders for having endorsed Hillary Clinton after Clinton won the nomination. Okay, so he says that Bernie Sanders should never have endorsed Hillary Clinton. They're nothing alike. Why did he do that? To save his own political ass. So, yes, I saved $200 in boxes by driving to Charlotte. I'm not advocating driving. I'm an anti-driving person advocate, but I needed to save $200 by buying boxes from doing this. Our world was getting toward a bad place that required some major intervention to happen. Okay, so when I said that we really needed this coronavirus to happen, one of the things that I was really feeling, and many of you were feeling, was on the horizon was another war, like possibly even a world war. The various conflicts between the U.S. and China with trade wars, the U.S. and Russia with various things happening in the Middle East, all kinds of things, Iran and the conflicts that we were having with them and still are, all these things were kind of leading towards the possibility of war. And when war can happen, then nuclear things can happen, and that could be really bad. That would be beyond bad. And so I think that we really needed something in the form of a coronavirus. I think it's been the perfect storm to all put everyone, see, it's affecting everyone. And it all gets everyone back to reality. Do y'all see and feel what I'm talking about here? Have y'all thought these things before? We all want to feel secure, but what gives one person security is very different than another person. Some people are very satisfied with just simple things in their lives. And those people are going to do just fine in all of this. But other people are really greedy. Greedy. And you know what I'm talking about. And they just can't get enough. And those people really need to get a grip and come back to reality, because that's not going to fly. That is not going to fly anymore. People need to get back to simple things, and it's the simple things that will make you healthy. What do you think's more healthy to do? Grow a garden for the next couple of weeks and work out in your yard, or get in your car and drive to a port and go out on a cruise ship and do all of that? Now, yes, it's fun to play games and things like that, but people are going to have to get creative and learn how to do things at home. Because all of those extravagancies and yada yadas that people are doing on going to Vegas and going on cruise lines and going to Disneyland, all of these things that people have been doing for so long, those things aren't going to fly in a world that's being changed, that's changing. Extreme things like that. And smoking. There's so many things. God knows how many things have to go. And that's how it is. Drugs, people doing. Okay, so please buy my products, because this week I had to buy new tires for my car. And I don't just buy tires when, oh, okay, I need to buy some tires. I needed to buy tires because there was threads coming out of them because they were so bald. That's how it's been for me for a while. Ever since I lost all my YouTube income, except now it's $200 a month. It was $1,800 a month, and I was doing great, and I was planning on moving to India or moving to Thailand. I'm like, man, I'm going to move to Thailand and just retire and get massage every day from Thai girls. I deserve it. I've made hundreds, thousands of videos, and I've helped millions of people. And then my YouTube income crashed, and ever since that happened, and I've got a lot less views. Since the coronavirus thing has happened and I've been, making more videos, I've got my views up to 3,500 or something a day. I used to get, but now the clicks aren't paying anything anymore. I'm making it's down to a record low. Even though my views are up, the advertisers aren't paying squat because people aren't spending money. And so now I'm only making $4 a day or something, $4 or $5 a day. It's going to be down to $150 a month. And so I'm having to just work. And like I said, I like to work, but the only way that I can work is if people order products from me. So thanks for going to brettsnaturalhealth.com and keeping me busy by buying my millet hull pillows, my wood rollers, my foot friend massage tools, all things that I use pretty much every day to keep myself healthy. and that if you're home and now you've got a new priority list in your head, you know that you need to keep yourself healthy too. You need to start changing your diet and getting off of dairy. If you're eating white flour foods, you need to start eating whole wheat. If you're eating whole wheat, you need to start eating non-glutinous grains. If you're eating really crappy like Tyson chicken, you need to start eating organic chicken. If you're eating organic chicken, you need to start eating fish. Everything is a progression. It's a progression. And you don't go from black to white overnight. We could do a holistic consultation in which you could talk to me live on Skype or Facebook Messenger. You can go to most of my videos and find my Facebook link there, or you can just go to Facebook and look up Brett Rogers and it'll come up. I think there is like another Brett Rogers, like a football player, but I think it's Rogers. I'm Rodgers. And so let me drink some water. I'm parched. Robert, I eat dark berries, man. I eat dark berries and I eat them every day, I'm telling you. I eat a lot of blueberries. I like blackberries. I don't eat as much of those. But anything with a lot of color, including purple sweet potatoes with lots of antioxidants, I try and eat a lot of that, and I feed it to the dog too. And I love salmon, and I love my homegrown eggs. There is a real benefit to eggs. If they're good quality, you can eat a lot more. If they're not so good quality, I probably wouldn't eat them at all. But yeah, I had to get new tires this week, and that cost me $300. But before I got the tires, I had to get an alignment because my front end was out of alignment. That cost me $70. For me to have to dish out $370 out of my savings account this week, that was not fun. I really need to get back on some cash for a little security financially for me. And if anyone can buy some products from me, I will make them perfect for you. Perfect. Thank you for supporting Brett's Natural Health and Vitality Massage. And yes, all those, Mel. All those, Mel, are good. And Mel donates $10 to me every month. Thank you so much, Mel. I have Patreon donators that are donating like $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, and every month I get like $70 or $80 from my Patreon people. Thanks to everybody that helps me out with Patreon donations. Anyone else that would like to contribute, because they know that what I'm telling y'all is the dead flat truth about things. And if I tell you that I like to have sex with beautiful girls on a beautiful beach with blue lagoons in the sunshine, I'm telling you the truth. And you may not think that that's all very admirable, but I'm telling you the truth. If I tell you that my wooden rollers are awesome and that I use them every single day and that you'll feel better if you do the same thing, it's also the truth. I'm not here to beat around the bush, no pun intended. I'm just telling you things that I think and feel that are the truth. And I don't do anything that's like really unethical, like a lot of people do. And I know what good priorities are. And everyone needs to come to a new reality in regards to a whole lot of things, including relationships and sex and stuff like that. Because marriages, for the most part, don't work these days, especially for people that have independent minds and quality thinking. I have so many girlfriends on Facebook and elsewhere and on YouTube. People that really respect me because I tell the truth about what I'm thinking and what I'm doing and what I really want. And they know me and they love me because of that. You all love me because I tell the truth, right? Well, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to do anybody wrong in regards to relationships. I'm just here to have friends with benefits. That's it. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I'm done. See, I think I'm not done. I think that that's the best way to have relationships. Because if you have an out, it's good. Because you're going to have problems with people. And if you can go back to your own little house and they can go back to their own little house, then we can all think about what we said to each other and how we've treated each other. And maybe we have some other friends that have different thoughts and mindsets that we can be with. Because a relationship isn't just like what most people think it is. I'm going to read some of the questions here. Marina and me are shaking hands and respecting you. Thanks. You need to put a link for people to donate. Well, you can just go to my website and click on the donate page, brettsnaturalhealth.com. I just think that everyone should be free, okay? And I think that a lot of relationships create situations in which people are not free anymore. That's one of the things that I really, really value in my life, my freedom. And a lot of you single people totally get me on this. You don't want to be bound. You don't want to be walking down the street with someone. And see, if I'm walking down the street with a girl, I'll give you a perfect example. If I'm walking down the street with somebody that's with me, like a date, I want to be able to look at somebody else without them getting mad and possessive. All of that is a joke. All of that. And people thinking that this is my wife and I own somebody. They think they own them and they're the only ones that can have sex with them. Or they're the only ones that can even talk with them. All of that is just not what I want to go to. I do not even want to go into that kind of a situation. I'm committed to you till the day I die. I don't know that that's true. People come and go in my life all the time. Do you really think that I would commit to being with somebody as a friend or a lover for any time, any period of time? Things change, and I roll with the flow. Look at what the coronavirus just did. A whole lot of people might be changing their relationship because of the coronavirus, because the coronavirus has thrown some kind of a wrench into their financial situation or something, and now they are no longer wanting to stay with the person that they vowed to stay with forever. Things change. It's good to just keep things light, at least for me. And that way, see, a whole lot of people, they'll make a commitment and then they're not friends anymore. People can stay friends if they keep things light because they know that it can be ended. But if they think that like they've got somebody by the balls, if you've got somebody by the balls or by the whatever, then they'll take advantage of that person. And they'll do things that they wouldn't normally do if they weren't married and financially bound to that person. I'm staying free, baby, because I like a variety. One of the most important things for my health is freedom and variety, not just with foods, not just with foods, but with people, and also places too. If I want to lighten my load as far as things I own is concerned, so that I can travel to different places, if it's possible. It's kind of hard because I have quite a bit of stuff, but it would be great to be able to have that freedom. And I've been thinking about some different ways that I might possibly be able to be more free in that regard. Because think about it. How cool would it be to be able to just go do something different? Because, and someday we'll have that. We'll have that incorporated into our lifestyles. This world isn't near advanced enough to have really cool things like that unless you really make it happen for yourself. You have to really work hard. You have to really think and pull strings to be able to make things happen in your life. Things aren't just going to magically materialize before your eyes. When you see something that you really despise, like when I was a kid, I saw how bad relationships could be with my parents and then the people that they married after my parents divorced, and other people's relationships, and they went through all of this hell, and we watched Judge Judy or whatever divorce court on TV, and we saw all these people fighting over all these things, this materialism that they owned, and then they were fighting over their kids and all of that. And I was like, oh my God, I never want to go through that. I've got enough problems as it is. Thank you, Taylor. Anyway, so, okay, I have stated a lot of opinions based on various things. I want to thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you have an awesome day, and I hope that you have learned some things, and take what you like and leave the rest. Bye, everybody.